Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Terminus podcast for the weeks of December 9th, 2017. This is episode number 90. I've been working on the railroad.
Strasburganza.
And I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as Train Man. With me I have Jader, Milky, and a replacement Wybold, Mason, returning to the podcast for the first time in, like, a really long time.
2 years?
Yeah. I don't know.
I stopped.
Yeah, good. You would have gotten the first point. Of Christmas! Also, this week...
Is the last podcast before Christmas?
No, we should have another one right before Christmas. Speaking of which, we have Agility's guest.
Hi.
And actually, that podcast should have the next iteration of Zombie Train Locomotive Versus. So, that's going to be fun. I was hoping that we'd get 1309 available for this one, but that's not going to happen. We talked about that last time. But...
I mean, we could still use it.
No, we couldn't. Zombie Train Locomotive Versus is all about, if it happened right now, what locomotive would you go to?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Fair enough.
Before we get into a topic that we will not even touch on this episode, the train will terminate at this station.
At this station.
So, we are in Rainbow Six watching TBA in some miscellaneous Asian country.
In some miscellaneous Asian
I
country.
mean, we gave you more direction than that, but good job, I guess.
There goes the Asian beer.
I was given conflicting
I think that was significantly better than what other things could have been mustered in that moment. Anyways.
Chow ring bobbing. I don't know.
No. So, this week in the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility, we have only one accident. However, it was fairly significant, especially if you happen to be a New Jersey Transit commuter. This, just yesterday, as far as the podcast goes, there was a major derailment and a shutdown of a New Jersey Transit line due to this derailment. Service suspended between Newark Penn Station and Cranford, and between Raritan and Highbridge. So they're using private carrier buses and cross-honoring rail tickets to get around this, but this was a fairly significant mess. Empty cars and residents living near the tracks were evacuated, but they were allowed back when no hazardous materials were released, or when they checked that. But, yeah. So, anyways... At least was 10 this cars. CSX? Yes, of course. But yes, 10 cars derailed, and on a train of more than 100 cars. So not a terrible ratio there, but the CSX did just sort of CSX it and make CSX. So, but that's
they did what they do best.
Yep, no change in the Mantle of Responsibility this week. I'm doubtful we'll see one for a while. And meanwhile, Kansas City Southern, the Invisible Railroad, still holds it. Or, well, still is the Invisible Railroad. Anyways, speaking of things that can't be seen, we're going to move on to Trackside Tales, which, for those of us who haven't been on the podcast since it's been rearranged, is where we talk about all the stuff that we've done and seen with regard to railroads, model railroads, etc. in the past however long. So, I did not go see the Amtrak Phase 1 Heritage Unit. I had the opportunity to.
Noob.
I had the opportunity to, but I also had a take-home final to do, so I decided not to do that. But it was on the head of apparently 4 units that were on the westbound Lakeshore Limited just the other day. And Graham was like...
Were they moving power to, like, Chicago or something?
I don't know. I assume so, I guess. That's what they were doing.
That would make sense, because you don't need 4 engines for an Amtrak train. No. Unless it's, like, after Thanksgiving.
No. I mean, sometimes they'll run 3 on the Lakeshore, but...
Well, I mean, maybe not all of them are under power, that's the thing.
Yeah. Still, though, it was a little bit strange. I would have liked to go see it, but I didn't feel like it. I didn't feel like taking the time out and spending the gas and driving over to State Line Tunnel. As cool as it would have been, it wasn't. I don't know. Is that an aero train?
Yes. That is a 15-inch gauge aero train that operates at the Oregon Zoo, which I went to a few days ago.
I'm not sure if I'm...
That is amazing.
I'm not sure if I should be impressed or disappointed.
I meant 15 gauge aero train. Where?
In the pictures, look. It's like 4 from the bottom. Yeah, so you want to talk about that, Milky?
What the fuck?
I rode it around there, probably about half a mile loop of track that they have at the Oregon Zoo.
Mm-hmm.
And they were having their Christmas decorations up, and you could take the train to go see all of them. So that's what I did.
Cool.
Cool.
Did you know a date?
The UP train stopped while I was going down I-5.
Anything cool in those?
It's like there's a no. You didn't bring a date to the zoo.
No, I went with friends.
Oh, okay.
You went on a friend date, you know.
And then the other train that was out and running was their open air train.
Are they not all technically open air?
The aero train is more enclosed than the open air train.
I can never picture a zoo train being enclosed. That's interesting.
Like it's partially enclosed. Like you can still reach out and open up the doors, but there's a wall in front of you, in front of the car. Yeah.
That probably helps if it rains. Call back to something that nobody else here experienced. If only Weibold was here. I mean, Weibold, you remember that, don't you?
And he's dead.
Weibold died. Yeah.
Replacement Weibold is dead. We need a replacement Weibold.
I will be the replacement of the replacement.
What, mate?
You're already a guest.
I want to be replacement.
I want to be replacement guest.
I want to move up in the world.
I mean, I find it funny the only replacement guest we've ever had was because I had to leave.
Was it? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't even remember this.
Yeah, the only replacement guest we've ever had was because I had to leave.
Oh, okay, congratulations. Anyways, I've been working pretty damn hard on Tolbrand. Like, way too hard for being off camera. I've just been enjoying the hell out of myself. And building this little yard. And I don't really have any screenshots of it because it's all going to get shown off in the video anyways. But it's made me incredibly happy. I finished my 15 miles of main line. It's actually exactly 14.99 miles from one station to the next.
Jeez.
And there are a bunch of signal bridges in between. And
Wicked Fi.
yeah, it's awesome, Jader. It's totally awesome. If you ever started up your computer, you should get it.
Yeah, for those of you that don't get it, I've more or less stopped using my computer unless I have to.
He's going back to, he's slowly becoming more Amish.
Well, no, I just prefer actual models.
Mm-hmm.
Something, Ohio.
I like the Amish too. I won't go full Amish, but I like the Amish.
The Amish, those ankles.
We spent.
Ankles.
Anyone else any cool ankles this week? Or other things, preferably train-related things?
Yes.
See.
Okay.
I bought myself a Christmas gift.
Uh-oh, what'd you get? Oh, I saw what you got. You have a picture
Yeah,
of it?
yeah, hold on. Okay, so I was on eBay, and the two Jeep.
Uh-oh. Goodbye, Jader.
Yeah,
One Jeep, two Jeep.
With it.
Well, Jader broke
And
up
I found.
But, uh-oh.
What?
Can I have
And I found this RS1 for full DCC and Loke sound for $150, and I'm like, that is a steal.
Can I have your
So I snagged it. It got here 3 days ago.
It's honestly awesome.
It is. It's super loud.
Yeah, we know.
As
Please don't demonstrate.
Okay.
Anyways, what else? Mason or Weibold? Ow. Weibold, your thing says OMG charger foam.
New.
Well, you see, Michigan got chargers now.
You live in Michigan? Weibold, when did you move to Michigan? I thought it said
Yeah.
you lived in Colorado.
Yeah, come on, dude.
I never said
what
where I
happened to the-
live. I'm just pointing out the statement that Michigan
What
got
happened to the Rocky
Ooh,
Mountain High?
crafty.
Also, I built a not narrow gauge.
He tried to.
You what?
I have a bunch of pictures of many not narrow gauge railroads, including a not narrow gauge granary and a not narrow gauge farm and a not narrow gauge paper.
Boy.
For the record, your scenicking is pretty damn good.
I am not at all finished with the paper mill, and it makes me sad.
It's okay. I know the
But-
feeling of not being at all finished with something.
Yeah.
Charger foam.
So you
But yes, I attempted to take a long exposure of said charger and had the camera on the wrong mode because I am camera scrub, and just got a picture of a railroad crossing.
Well, at least you're not me, who was taking pictures in his house and had his camera exposure set to 1/30th, and then he got word that 2010 was coming through the next day, and he forgot to change his camera exposure back, so he just got white.
Yeah, is that
So
what
white.
the, rookie photographer question? Like the 1 in 30 or whatever, is that what the exposure is?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna need to mess with that.
I see an actual charger.
Yeah.
Or I see a picture of one, I should say.
Yep.
For Amtrak Cascades.
That'd be the
They have
one
a
I saw.
They're
I think
weird.
that
They
we
have a
should go.
massive vent hole in the side,
They're
and
not
it lights
the
up
only
at
ones.
night.
They're not the only ones. The frickin' MP36s or whatever, the commuter engines that the MBTA uses, they also have a massive vent hole in the side.
Do they have a light?
I think
in it,
every
though?
MP36 has one of those, because the ones here do too.
Yeah.
Because chargers just have a bright white light.
I mean, I don't think it's lit up, but I know that you can, see in there.
Yeah.
You can see all the engine inner workings.
That's kind of cool.
So that is my picture of a charger.
Nice.
Man, they're
Nailed it.
so fast that you can't even
Yeah.
see it.
Or they're broken down and didn't make it.
Yeah, it's just parked there. You're actually just seeing the headlights.
Yeah.
On the bright side, however, it's a very nice picture of crossing gates.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Makes it a quiet zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can almost see the.
Oh, that would make me sad.
I can almost see the Rocky Mountains in the background.
Yeah, another day while I was down at the Amtrak station, I saw P&W pull out with their Toledo hauler. And they had quite
that a
the mix
slug?
of power.
Are they
Yeah.
taking Toledo and just moving it somewhere
It's
else?
the Toledo
Yeah.
hauler. Holy crap,
Let's
it's a lot of
take
engines.
Toledo.
That is
Are
5
they
engines and
moving
a
it
slug.
away from the Great Lakes so they stop breaking them?
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
take Toledo and put it somewhere else.
over.
Just take Toledo and put it somewhere else.
Yeah, one of the slugs is in the shop, so they have to get 2 Gp-39s to replace it.
Okay, so what exactly is a GP-39?
Okay,
Oh boy, here we
Fulmer
go.
explanation.
Like
coming
the
in here.
Let
35?
Milky explain.
I can explain what a GP-35 thing
What
is.
is? Sorry,
A
let Milky
GP-39.
explain.
Okay, so basically they were built for hotshot intermodal service, but never really made it. So
Rebuilt from what?
So they
No,
were
they were built
GP40s. Yeah, they were
for it.
GP40s intended
Oh.
to be used in service, but never.
No,
worked.
they're pretty much a turbo GP38.
I am Googling GP-39.
Fight. Yes.
The only real
They're-
railroad that ordered any significant amount of them was the Santa Fe.
yeah, and these are all ex-Santa Fe.
I like how that's the only thing that you guys have agreed on thus far, except for the hotshot intermodal thing.
Okay.
We do not
This
yet have a
is-
consensus on where these engines came from or why they exist.
EMD.
That's what I said. They exist because they were used for hotshot intermodal service. They were intended
Google
for
it.
that.
But they
Pretty
kind
much
of fell out of that.
Non-turbo
In the
GP38s.
80s.
Or no, turbo GP38s. I fucked
I
that
know.
up.
There's still quite a few on
Yes.
BNSF.
There's
Later
a lot on
rebuild,
CSX, I think.
GP30, 35, and 40s reclassified as GP39s.
There's
Also,
also
you got these brand new.
yeah,
I don't know what
So
they
you're
were
talking
new
about.
built, new built, and there's
And
like
they go
rebuilds.
fast.
So you
And they
were
ride
all right.
to be on ground.
Yes, everybody's right.
Oh, I think I have a name for this.
So this
podcast.
has concluded the great GP39 debate.
All right. Anyways,
The GP39
let's continue. What
wars
else? What
of
else has everyone done?
2017.
My K4 is back from the dead.
Oh no! Wait, what happened to your K4?
Way down.
Well, like 2 months ago, the sound quit working.
Oh.
So I'm like,
yeah,
all right,
What's the
maybe it's
standard format.
the speakers. So I, buy replacement speakers, put those in. Didn't do anything. So then I put it on the track, and I just go through and hit all the functions up to 20, just see if it does anything. And then I get to 20, and it just goes toot, toot, and then it works. And I'm like, okay. It whistled
you
twice,
fixed your
and
K4 by mashing buttons.
pretty much. Now it works.
That's amazing.
As is the standards way.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Good enough for the PRR. Good
All
enough
right,
for me.
what else is going on?
I made a few pieces of wooling stock for Gmod because I recently figured out that there are wood chip cars in one of our packs.
Oh no!
So I just had to make every wood chip car I could.
How many
So-
wood chip cars did you make? Are these all
Hey.
wood chip cars? Oh wait, these are box cars.
Yeah, there's box cars that I made, and then all the wood chip cars that I made behind.
How many wood chips could a Milky
Oh, I
Wood?
see.
Wait, I screwed it up.
Kind of Milky Wood.
I don't know.
I know that
How
you
many
like
wood
Milky
chips
Wood,
could a
but
wood
like
chip car if a wood chip car could
could car.
Milky.
chip
Okay.
cars?
If a wood chip car could Milky.
These
I don't
switches
know.
are pretty
Alright.
tight in Gary's mod. I never noticed that before.
Yeah.
Something.
It works.
Track work.
But also, here's your adorable
Blank.
Klondike Kate.
Yep. Klondike Kate is an engine that I built based off the axle one, and I think it turned out alright, except for I got the tri-beam logs backwards.
Oof.
So I need to unparent everything from the engine and turn the tri-beam wheels around. But other than that, it turned out nice. At least I think.
It looks good. It's cute.
For a first build,
It's very
it's
cute.
not too bad.
First 2-footer.
Yeah. 3-foot scale down to 2 foot. And definitely not a Southern PS4 cab. Because I didn't want to make a cab.
You should have just had me. I can do cabs. I haven't done one in
Okay.
months,
I mean, you'd
but
have
I
to
can
be
do
on your
cabs.
computer for that, Jader.
Yeah, Jader, you would have had the
But
Ben
where's your cab car?
Where's your cab car?
I don't need a cab car.
Got Klondike Kate.
She is my cab car.
Speaking of
My
cabs,
cab car.
so something I'd never noticed before, right?
Yeah.
Every single train, except for the Lakeshore Limited that's going to Boston, the section that's going to Boston, every single train that comes into Albany either terminates or changes power. There are no engines except for those on the Lakeshore Limited going into Boston that come in to Albany and then leave the other side.
Huh.
And the reason for that is, if you're going south of Albany, you're either going to Grand Central or Penn Station. And you need a P-32 with electrical capability in order to do that. You know, with third rail capability. So... And you don't need those north of Albany because there's no electrification up there. So... Every time a train comes in that's bound for Penn Station, they have to pull the engine off and they put a new one on. Or, Grand Central. It's I never realized that. I mean, it makes sense, but it never occurred to me, because I was just sitting down there, and I watched just a normal train, an Empire service pull in, and then they pulled the engine off and put another one on, and I went, why'd they do that? Oh, that's right. That makes sense.
Ah.
Yeah. That was all the
interesting.
foaming that I've done.
I haven't done any filming recently.
I haven't really done any filming either.
Fake news.
Oh, actually, yes, I have. I have one foam venture. I have one foam venture. I've gone rail fanning once in like the last week or 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, I haven't been like rail fanning at all since Ghost Trolley, so I don't get to see trains very much.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so what is your rail fanning adventure, Achilles? Don't leave us hanging.
Okay, so last weekend I received word that a couple of
guys who were
an ACS 64 going to some random passenger railroad in the Northeast. I think it was SEPTA. It was going to SEPTA, and as well as 4 chargers that were going to Mark were coming through on a special train that was heading east. And so it's like, oh sweet, these things are going to come through my line in the daylight. Why don't I go out and see them? And so I go out to see them, and I get out there, and I find out as soon as I see one train though, I was happy because I got to see at least one train. But I get out there, and I receive word. Oh, by the way, the things took the WP line, avoiding the line that I was expecting it to take completely. And so me and my former friend were so pissed off because we were like, oh, we're going to get to see these SEPTA things. I've never seen one of these before. And it's probably the last time we'll ever get to see one. And then they just take the other way. And we were really
they knew you guys were out hunting for it.
Yep.
So they're like, okay, we got it, phone, so go on the other line.
Evasive maneuvers.
Yep.
Yeah.
Serpentine.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, anything else then?
I did a little bit of scenery
that I made, which is just various Oregon boxcars.
Boxcars.
Yeah.
Scenicking.
Well.
Oh wait. Let me find a picture of my scenery. Hold on.
All right. Show us your scenery. Aside from that, I haven't
Here's
really done anything.
one.
I just talked to people about things. Actually, gotten like a conversation about how far apart towns are and milk trains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
4-track main lines.
Right, there's 2.
Something really interesting again. So, 2 railroads figure. The Rutland and the D&H. And the D&H was a much wealthier railroad than the Rutland. So, you would expect that at the point in time when they were curtailing passenger service, the Rutland would be shutting down their passenger stations before the D&H. Right? Because they are the poorer road.
Uh-huh.
However, because of the fact that the D&H upgraded to block signaling before the Rutland did, the trains on the Rutland were still able to effectively use flag stops, whereas the trains on the D&H were not. So the trains on the Rutland was able to keep those stations open significantly longer without any impedance to their traffic, whereas the D&H started closing their stations pretty early on.
Okay.
Just weird historical tidbit.
Something I don't get though.
What?
How the D&H managed to survive getting into Conrail.
It was actually purposefully left out of Conrail.
Wait, why?
In order to...
They just don't like it.
No, in order to
Monopoly?
ensure that... Yeah, in order to ensure that there was some competition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Which, yeah. I actually have been doing a lot of reading about that, or rather, Chris has been doing a lot of reading about that and relaying information to me. Who's crinkling?
We'll be back.
Sorry.
Stop crinkling.
Also, now Jader disliked. We need to move on to you-know-what,
Oh,
but...
sorry.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, you're still here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Julius. It's left.
Oh, God damn it, Julius.
Oogles. No.
Bad.
Bad Oogles.
All right, well, Mason, are you ready? Because
Probably.
you have to do the thing.
Got to do the yelly.
Yeah, because it's time for...
Wow.
You're welcome.
Good. It's still better than Dean.
Boo.
Still better than Dean. All right, so in one corner, we have... can anybody give me a picture of the Frisco Decapod, please?
Yes. I have one white. Oh, that's something else. I gotta get an actual picture.
Okay. Well, I wanted to introduce this one first and leave the other one as sort of a surprise.
Okay, there.
Okay, please.
There's one of them.
Okay. In one corner, we have the Frisco Russian Decapod. And in the other corner, we have an actual Russian Decapod.
Actual Decapod.
An actual Decapod. No, an actual Russian Decapod. Versus the Russian Decapod that didn't quite make it.
They got McCarthy.
It got McCarthy. Got communism. Communism versus wannabe communism. So, anyways, I'm going to be representing the actual Russian Decapod. And who will be representing the Frisco thing?
I will.
Okay. So,
Okay.
who do you get? Which one should I use? This one is E629, so I'm going to use the later one, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, YE-40 first and later, that's mine. So anyways, who do you guys think should go first, him or me? Stop crinkling.
Stalin motive.
Stalin motive. Okay. So,
Red bastard.
what is your logo base ID?
8,530.
467.
Damn.
Okay, God, I'm gonna lose. This is not gonna go well. What is your tractive effort?
Tractive effort. Mine is 51,490 pounds.
Wait, what did you say?
51,490 pounds.
For real?
Yeah. What's yours?
51,490 pounds.
What is yours?
It is.
Okay.
They're both 51,490 pounds.
Yes.
We may have actually found the most equal engines.
Yeah, by equal.
I think we have.
This is bizarre.
Okay.
So which one has more communism?
The Russian one.
The Soviet thing.
I'm really... Okay, well, Milky, you get it. No points, but you get
Okay,
it.
well, I'm curious to see where this goes.
I really hope we didn't accidentally pick identical locomotives.
The same engine.
I think we might have.
What's your faster ability?
Oh, God. It's gonna be the same. Watch. This is gonna be the same. We didn't look into this ahead of time. It's 3.44.
Mine is 3.58.
Okay, thank God. Well, you win. I was really, really worried that we were about to have literally identical locomotives. Alright, keep going, Milky.
Stiff competition, I guess?
Crouch. Wow.
Not the only thing that's stiff, you know what I'm saying?
What's your triber diameter?
I'm so worried everything's going to be identical. 52 inches?
Damn. Shame.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
For once, we have two engines that are equally bad.
This is going to be terrible. Number built.
20.
481.
God damn.
Communism. Oh God. Let me be careful with this. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Why am I deliberating? It's all gonna be the same. Screw it. Firebox area.
Firebox area. Mine is 227 square
Yeah,
feet.
sure. Just you ask a question now.
What's your minimum weight of whale?
59 pounds.
62.
Yes.
Damn.
Boiler pressure?
180.
Yeah, 180.
Well, this is going well.
You ask a question now, Milky.
Okay. Wabere Machina's power
God damn it, I was gonna do that next. 11,646.
11,628.
Yes!
Damn.
Same as above, plus substitute superheater percentage.
13,721.
13,742.
Yeah.
Slightly communism.
Yeah.
Crap, I lost my tab. There it is. Same as above, but substitute firebox area for grade area.
48,215.
Okay, you ask a question now.
Why?
Because it's the same.
What's your tender fuel capacity?
Oh, God. 8.8 tons.
Mine's 14.
Yeah, I kind of knew that was
tons,
coming.
Tender water capacity?
7,400 gallons.
Damn.
Wait, really?
Same.
Wait,
I have the same.
you got stuck with you got stuck with tiny tenders too. Whatever. It's 2-5. This is the lowest scoring locomotive versus ever.
Yeah.
This is the most boring locomotive versus I think I've ever seen.
Perfectly symmetrical violence never solved anything.
This is so boring.
Well, see, I don't want to ask any questions because they're all going to be the same. All right, power L1.
Yeah. Power L1. 8,783.
Really?
Yeah.
8,780.
Well,
how
power
about
T, why not?
546.8.
520.7.
Yes.
Yeah.
The points matter so much more now because there are so few of them. Alright, engine wheelbase.
Engine wheelbase. 27.83.
Damn it, 27.83. Alright, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, when you want to stop this, we can just move on to style points.
Milky's never gonna stop it.
I feel like I can at least get 1 point out of this.
Milky, I think you're just doomed. I think, you know what, Milky? I don't think you stand a chance, and I think it's probably your best bet just to, like...
It's time to stop, Milky.
Time to stop. Milky,
what's the overall wheelbase?
Okay,
Didn't
he's
we
not
just
gonna stop.
Oh, overall wheelbase. 60.29 feet.
60.46.
Yes, victory!
Yes.
Okay, wait a minute. How much, did we do water
Yeah, we did.
and coal?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
They were
Total engine.
What about-
total engine and tender weight, Milky?
Wait, yeah, who's later?
3,052. Or, no. 352,400.
332,000.
You know, these engines are so equal because that's how Stalin would want it.
Exactly.
Wait,
okay.
how about...
Oh, no, what?
Well, what haven't we done yet? Wait a minute.
Most
Number
of them.
built... No, wait, no, we did number built.
That.
How many survived?
Oh, God.
I know how many of mine survived.
I have no
5.
idea.
5.
5 of you survive? I don't know.
You don't know? It doesn't say how many survived.
Where would it say that?
Like under 280 decapod locomotives in Russia.
You mean,
That's where it would say that.
where does it say that?
Like you go to
Oh, right. I can do that. Let me do that. Russia. I know there are some, but there are none listed. I'm looking at one right
Already?
now, but there are none listed.
Okay, so there are some around.
There are
It's all in the
definitely some
secret
around.
documents.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Okay.
It's all in the secret documents, that's why.
Secret documents. Why is this link broken? I have a question. Wait, do I have the thing? Yeah, I have a question.
What?
When were you built?
Oh.
He can't do it. He's not going to be able to.
19... Okay, I'm getting... Okay, 1918.
Okay, 1916. Okay, that's less close than I thought. I was really concerned for a minute there.
Okay.
Can we do wheel gauge?
Nobody would win. There's not a definable
Yeah,
winner
nobody would.
there.
Yeah, 4.8.5. Standard.
Who built you, Ellis?
Several.
Same.
Why did you ask that then?
You know what? I tried because Baldwin built me, Alco built
I'm pretty
me.
sure.
Alco.
This is
I'm pretty
the
sure they built
stupidest
these
locomotive
too. They
versus
just
we've
made it
ever
to
had.
Russia, and yours didn't.
Okay, fine.
Seriously, this is the dumbest locomotive versus we've ever had.
Pix locomotive versus one time this happens.
All right.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, it's almost
Style
like
point.
Jader picked these engines.
Hey,
Style
wow.
plane. I have a
I'm
doghouse.
I'm sitting right here.
You do have a doghouse, don't you?
Yes.
Wolf.
All right, we're moving on to style points then. All right, he has a doghouse.
Else you have the red star.
I
Oh, here.
have an amazing paint scheme, and don't you forget it.
Frisco's number board is better.
Yeah, you do have some awesome like.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Do any
I
of the
have
Russian things
Frisco
still?
logo on
No,
my
hang on.
board.
Do any of the Russian things still run?
Oh God. Operating Russian steam.
And is there... wait. Yeah. One of mine operates, and there is a trains model of one by K&L Trains.
How would you get style points for there being a trains model?
You always
Because
get style points for
if
being
it's
a
been modeled.
Yeah.
And I know there's like HO models of Milky's thing.
I think I've seen a video of one operating, but I cannot find it. Oh, what's this? Yeah, I'm not sure that's the same class though. No, this is Russian Railways. I mean, this one looks heavily modified, so I don't know.
So it's...
I don't know.
Seems like it's inconclusive.
Yeah, this is inconclusive. I can't call it one way or the other.
Yeah.
There are definitely Russian 210Os that are running, but I don't know if they're specifically this class.
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Whatever. Can't
So
call that one. But
that
you do get the
point,
point for having a trains model.
Yeah.
Having a pimpin' trains model, I might add.
Yep, because Steve Laro.
One of my class appeared in a movie called A League of Their Own.
That's fair.
I'm sure that yours is appeared in some movie.
I'm sure, but it's not Leave Their Own. That's a movie. Pretty good movie. Oh. Do you have an all-weather cab? Yeah, you do. Don't you?
I believe I do.
Yeah, you should. You should. The same damn engine.
Yeah.
Points for pulling the Nebraska Zephyr
Nah.
in the IRM.
Nah. Anything else?
Well,
This is the saddest locomotive versus ever.
You're welcome.
Next time we do this, let's try not to pick identical engines.
My engine was briefly used for use on the Pennsylvania Railroad.
Hey, I knew they were communists, but I didn't know they were that communist.
be
At this
careful.
point, I'm
You
just
know
trying to find style points.
Milky, just give it up.
No.
You've lost.
Usually
Maybe
it's
no.
like, just give up, just quit, nothing's worth it anymore.
And I also pulled one of the longest revenue freight trains powered by
Oh my
a
god,
smoke
Milky,
open.
just
They used
stop.
25 years as said by IRM's steam director.
Milky, just stop.
No.
We drove
I'm
across
not giving up.
Siberia.
Ellis wins there.
It doesn't matter where yours have gone. It's not Siberia.
Milky, you've lost. Just take the L.
No, I'm not taking it.
Wait a minute, what's the score?
It's 9-7.
9-7 Milky?
No, 9-7 me.
Oh.
My locomotive was also sold to a red mine to help them haul goods. So
Why does that?
it had a longer career than just the Western Railroad.
That's not a style point, Milky. That's just a fact.
Extra.
Correct.
I mean, you do have to get the other host to agree with you if you think the style point. So
What's the point in question?
You just said it has to go to it went to a lead mill, or it went to a lead mill. Yeah, where they make lead. No, went to a lead mine.
No. Any engine can do that.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's like, that's cool, but
I think this should be ended here.
no. Alright, let's vote.
Okay, fine.
This is awful.
Never let Mason choose a thing again.
I mean, but how about next
Yeah.
time we just make sure they aren't identical engines that we're doing?
Yeah.
It's just because
Yeah.
they're so communist. They're just that equal.
Jesus. Okay, anyways. You guys want to vote?
Sure. I vote for the Frisco.
I also vote Frisco because
I also
those
vote
number
Frisco.
plates.
Okay, that doesn't surprise me in the least.
It's unanimous.
Wow. Ellis doesn't even get a pity vote.
You know what, Ellis? I'll give you
Nope,
a pity
you
vote.
already
Never
made
mind.
your vote.
No.
We've
you
gone over
already
this
said
before. No changing of votes. Alright, anyways. Let's move on
What?
past Locomotive Versus. That also may have been one of the shortest Locomotive Versus we've ever done.
I think this is one of the shortest terminuses we'll have.
Maybe we'll get around to a discussion
We're
topic
gonna have
this
a
time.
really... No, but there is another segment that I want to add. It's very short, however. It's something to throw in at the end of the podcast. I'm gonna run a test this time. So... the only...
Let's run the pacer test.
I don't even remember the frickin'
The
wording.
pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic fitness thing.
multi-stage aerobic fitness thing.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know. I haven't done it since 8th grade.
Anyways, does anyone want to start off with a
in the
cool piece
vocal.
of news that isn't the pacer test?
Trash train getting trashed.
ETC sucks.
Okay.
Okay,
You guys want to
Metro
elaborate on
train
those pieces
derailed.
of news?
All right.
Okay,
Alrighty,
so
so a metro train derailed just outside of Union Station today, in Chicago, or the other day in Chicago. Customers heading
The
from
future.
Union Station to the southwest suburbs expected about 30-minute delays, and it was due to it is not yet known if damage was done. It was on the BNSF and Southwest service lines, meaning it was taking the racetrack, and it was the line, or not Naperville.
And he's gone.
Rip.
Wait, can you guys not hear me?
Well, it's a little bit spotty.
Okay, running between Chicago and Aurora.
This is going well.
Yeah. Anyways.
So, okay. Anybody got anything to piggyback off that?
I don't
Trash
have
train
what
is
you
getting
said,
trashed.
But, yeah.
In other news of complete silence, insert news here.
Yeah.
Alright, so why is the trash train going away? What is the trash train?
Okay, so, this is out of Roanoke. The Norfolk Southern runs, well, up till 2018, runs a train just full of trash, nicknamed the Wasteland Express, from Roanoke along a 4.5-mile branch to, the Smith Gap landfill. They've been running this for 25 years. And it's been reported that the landfill company wants to convert to trucks because Norfolk Southern raised the rates that they charge.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying that the conversion will cost $25 million, but it'll save $800,000 a year.
So it'll pay for itself
Basically,
in like 30 years.
Yeah, they want to tear up the track and put a road in its place. Yep, they want to go full. I
don't remember his name.
I don't even know.
Donnie
George?
Ajax.
I don't know. Scrub
I think it's George.
of the jungle.
No.
Watch out for that.
No, George Carlin. Wait, no.
I mean, technically not wrong.
See, on a slightly unrelated note, that's like the best way to cheer up. Just watch George Carlin dubbing Thomas. It's hilarious.
Anyways, speaking of NS changes, if you don't mind me stealing this,
no, you're good.
The new Portage Viaduct is open. As
Portage.
The 142-year-old span is now, or over the Genesee River, is now out of service and will be dismantled during the following year. This is something that is of no surprise to anyone, really. It's just a major milestone that this bridge has been fully replaced. It's almost 1,000 feet long, and it is brand new and can support much heavier loads than the previous bridge, which is good, because before they were not allowed to run basically maximum weight trains over it, and they were not allowed to run faster than 10 miles an hour. And so now they'll be able to run at least 30 over the new bridge, with as much as they can carry.
Yeah.
Actually, recently, just a couple of years ago, in 2014 and 2015, 765 ran excursions over the old bridge. So that's a pretty cool send-off to what was an engineering masterpiece at one point. Anyways.
Yep. Anyways.
Alright. Well, tri-beam pins are being installed on Santa Maria Valley 21, which is the Mikado that they're working on.
I just pulled my microphone out. Broke it.
Does it have tender decking yet?
Yes, actually.
Okay,
So
then
done?
It's basically done.
They just got to put a fire in it.
Yep.
They
In the tender?
they've
Yep.
been getting ready for final assembly, which they said back in July, and on December 2nd they finally posted an update.
December 2nd, which is December 2nd.
Yeah,
Are you sure about that?
Yep. That's pretty cool.
but they installed 6 out of their 8 pins before they ran out of LN2.
What is... Oh,
So they got about 3 axles out for that.
it'd be liquid nitrogen, I would assume?
Yep.
Based on the looks? Yep.
Yep.
Wait a minute, what do they use liquid nitrogen for?
Probably to cool something
To
and make
install
it small
tri-beam
enough.
pins.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of heating up the whole driving wheel to make it big enough to fit over the pin, and then letting it cool onto the pin, I would assume they just cool down the pin, put it in there, and then it would
Yeah.
expand.
Yep. A span to fit. Yep.
That's actually pretty cool. I didn't think about the...
But I'm going to assume after that they're probably going to install the driving lights back on.
Mm-hmm.
And whatnot. But I think they've already done a hydro test.
Cool.
So, they're getting one step closer to having it done. And I can't wait until it is.
Bork, bork.
That'll be awesome. What do you say?
Oh,
You said it's a Mikado, right?
Yeah,
Standard gauge?
standard gauge.
Cool.
Does UP have pump in St. Louis, by the way?
I don't know.
I have more news.
Google it. What's your news?
Nevada Northern 93. They, see, when did they...
For Giving Tuesday, they did a fundraiser for it.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, yeah. We had the link to that, but they'd already closed the fundraiser, so I didn't want to post
Yeah.
it. Be like,
Yeah,
here's the link. Oh, it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, they're, what was it? 93 passed its hydro test.
Nice.
Woo.
Yeah, and they're expecting to have it running in January.
Whoop.
Yay.
That's
And
exciting.
the Man Norton isn't the only ones that played around with doing something on Giving Tuesday. I did. Particularly new paint for 1067, which is the Interurban car that I've been restoring.
Oh, cool.
So I started a fundraiser for that. Anything helps, even if you just give $1. It's more than I got now.
I'll give you 10 cents.
Yeah, $1.
Would you do it for a nickel? Would you do it for a Scooby snack?
Would you do it for a Klondike bar?
Would you do it for
well,
a Klondike cake?
Yeah, would
Yeah.
you do it for Klondike cake?
I would.
Would you do Klondike cake for it?
I
Wait.
think it's
Wait.
adorable.
What is
Whoa.
it?
But anyways, I got the estimate of $500 to paint the whole car, which isn't too bad, considering it's 50 feet long by 8 feet wide. So it's not too bad, but it's going to be a nice orange and cream by the time I'm done.
Creamsicle.
And I'm hoping to have it painted by next Steam Up.
Makes me really want a cream.
Yeah.
Even though it's winter. I could go for some
And now
ice cream.
for our sponsor.
Yeah. Now for our sponsor.
Peninsula Railway is on the move. As in, I talked about a while back how they didn't get the roundhouse with the railroad. So they had to move all the rolling stock that they got out of the roundhouse.
God, you're missing
So they put a video up about how they did that.
That's cool.
And they got 2 SW 1200s. And
Nice.
both of them are now moved out of the roundhouse.
They want a little adventure.
Yep.
So if we're going to talk about our real sponsor, because somebody had to have paid for this. And by someone I mean
Obviously.
CSX. In the Dive Awards, whatever the hell those are, the executive of the year, E. Hunter Harrison.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
Why though?
I would expect this to be a satire article, and I'm still not sure if it is or not. But,
You just click the news site's main page and it's just the Onion.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's satire. Or I would assume so, because listen to this. More likely still, a shipper may have first heard the CEO's name when on the phone with a CSX customer service representative in July, inquiring about the state of a delayed shipment. Yeah, no. These certainly seem to acknowledge his mess. Precision scheduled railroading. Once appointed, Harrison not delay putting his tried and tested method in place.
Ha 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 ha.
Individually, many of these changes could have only been slightly consequential, but made in rapid succession, the shifts in CSX's network compiled with reduced or shifted human resources combined to cause consistent delays for the railroad's shippers. Naturally, when service schedules change, the entire supply chain is affected. So, yeah, this is it's plenty of stuff about Hunter Harrison with a very cynical eye. So yes, of course, he is not Executive of the Year, unless you perhaps live in Bizarro World. Now, as for some more enlightening train news, or more sort of bright and excitable, specifically bright, as a matter of fact, Brightline is getting ready to start just this month. All aboard Florida's Brightline trains are expected to start shuttling passengers between West Palm Beach and Fort Lauderdale, Florida, with service to Miami set to begin in the first quarter of 2018.
Yay.
Brightline coming to an area near you.
Yes, if you're in Florida.
I realize that
shut up.
that $100,000.
I don't need that. I don't want this. It appears that they've received at least 2 new train sets. Brightline is putting the finishing touches on a series of safety upgrades. We talked about that last time. That are needed along the rail corridor before train operators can stop blowing the horns. They say. No, literally. They want to, because this is mostly residential populated, they want to make quiet zones, but they can't because the crossings are protected, etc., etc. They expect to make decent revenue. They expect to make money, which is the absurd part.
Especially for a passenger thing.
Yeah. But, I mean, more power to them if they can continue to not derail like they did originally. Or, a month ago, whenever that was.
If they cannot suck.
Yeah. And in fact, if you want more reading about that, or listening, I suppose, I'm not sure. No, it's an article, so reading. And it actually has a handy-dandy map showing what's going on. There is a NPR article regarding it, so check it out. It's a fairly well done article. I originally saw it and I went, well, they seem optimistic, and I think the whole thing is fairly optimistic. But
nothing wrong with optimism.
Nothing wrong with making the attempt until they derail and kill someone.
Optimism helps.
Yeah, but beyond slashing travel times, Renee says construction of a private mixed-use real estate developments at each station will bring in hundreds of millions of dollars in new revenue. He explains that potential revenue was lost when the government shifted control of transportation to the public sector in the 1920s. What? When that happened, we lost the connection between the development around the stations and the rail service itself, and we started building a lot of parking lots around the stations. More people stopped using public transportation because, quote, once they're in the car, they might as well just drive the whole way. And I can see that. I feel like this is a little bit less, I feel like he's not... I don't know if he's got all his facts straight, but I think he makes a couple of good points at least. This guy who's running Brightline. Anyways. Yeah, so I wish them luck. I hope they don't derail as much as they have so far. Starting off your service, like even having a derailment before you even start, running passengers anywhere, that's something.
CSX plus Amtrak.
Yeah. I mean, we just like to call it the Florida man of railroads.
Yeah.
So anyways, what have you guys got that's not in Florida?
I got something from Alaska.
Oh.
Ooh, Alaska.
And it's an article about Alaska
Railroads.
Railroad 557.
Which
was the last steam locomotive to run on the Alaska Railroad.
Swag.
And they're restoring, it's an S-160 280
Oh, I forgot it was an
Nice.
S-160. That's right.
Yeah. But they got it back in 2012, and it's about. Okay, that's grammar.
What?
They're 180,000 away from it being done.
Yep.
But to quote them, we are in the 5th year of a 2-year project. The project can only move forward as funding becomes available.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah, don't I know? I got one too.
Don't you know?
On channel.
Anyways, there's some
Cool pictures.
nice pictures of the work that's been done, and there's been a lot of it. Like, it got a new cab. The boiler worked on. I think it got a new boiler because the old one was so worn out.
Mm-hmm.
But
Definitely looked like a new firebox.
yeah. And then a picture of it in service for reference. But I'm looking forward to see what comes out of this. It's how I think it's one of a handful of standard gauge steam engines that from Alaska that are still around.
Yeah. Yeah, mostly we hear about the narrow gauges from Alaska.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, the ones that get dumped
something
in
like
rivers.
piss.
Mhm.
And then occasionally get pulled back out. Yeah. Oh, he's doing good stuff.
Anybody else?
No.
Eureka.
So, okay.
Ooh.
Mm,
Yeah, Eureka. Where's it going?
that's actually
Eureka moved from Las Vegas, or North Las Vegas, Nevada, where her owner keeps her, to I think Carson City is where she's going now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
What's she doing there?
But what he does in the video is just about kind of what the owner has to go through every time he wants to move Eureka. So he has this flatbed trailer, and Eureka's on there and ready to go. And the owner has a little bit of 3-foot track in his backyard going from his shop to the driveway.
Nice.
That's
It's
great.
interesting to see where Eureka is kept
Yeah.
for most of her career. Yeah. I don't know, I just thought it was interesting.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Mental Gen.
Trains has recently released a few videos about the new engine and the new graphics engine
Mm-hmm.
that they're going to have in Next. And wow, the footage is incredible.
Pretty cool. It's gonna melt some
It is.
computers.
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably going to melt lots of computers, but it's going to be damn beautiful doing it.
Melt your whole house.
That's called a
Straight
fire.
fact.
Our house.
And they've been doing parallax ground textures, turf effects, they have
So
a
you
new
won't have to
texturing
place all the
process.
grass.
Mm-hmm.
They have a new texturing process for equipment, and I think they showed a render of how the game's supposed to be going to work as
Anyone
well.
want to take bets on how much the Iron Horseman routes broke?
Oh god.
Oh.
Very. Answers vary.
The answer is no.
Yeah. Anyways.
But you know what the answer is yes to? We store the mass,
Ooh.
The magic.
which are a group of people that have found the original AD prop from Thomas and the Master Railroad.
Yeah,
and they prepared me purchased it.
Yeah, Eric talked about a little bit about this last week, just to refresh.
But this video gets more in-depth update.
Yeah, I'm just saying to refresh the viewer's memory.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's just an overall viewer update. I'm sure that they're doing good, and that I named the GoFundMe as.
Oh, the GoFundMe blew everything away. It was good as far as Eric.
Oh no, they got 2,000 to go, but.
Oh really?
At this rate, that they're going to get.
Oh, okay.
They're only at 4,000 out of 6,000.
Okay. Cool.
They're good to see. Good to see this being done.
All right, sweet. What else then?
The Oregon Coast Scenic Railroad is hosting their Candy Cane Express next weekend, and that'll be their final day of operation for 2017.
Okay.
And a museum in Glenwood, Colorado, unfortunately closed down because they were using a Union Pacific Railroad station or a space in it.
Mm-hmm. Wait, at least it's from UP?
Did they borrow without permission?
Yeah, they had a use agreement with Yandord Union Pacific Railroad Co. for $250 per year, but that expired this year, and unfortunately they couldn't negotiate because UP raised their prices as per normal.
Can you really blame them though, Milky? I mean, they are a railroad after all. Their main purpose is to, not die.
Their main purpose is to make the foamers happy.
That's a funny joke.
But the previous deal had gone on for 5 years, so.
Also, what do they care about the station?
Yeah, Amtrak uses it. Sorry. Amtrak uses a part of it, and the museum shares it with them. But Union Pacific still owns the rights to the station. It's just unfortunate that one of these smaller museums has gone under.
Yeah, again, this is one I hadn't heard of. I wonder if Weibold had heard of it.
Yeah.
Hey, Weibold, have you heard of this museum?
Yeah.
Is it narrow gauge?
No.
No.
And what else is unfortunate is that CTA had the craps.
This is one I would have expected Mason to steal and talk about.
Yeah.
CTA, that's a Chicago Transit Authority?
Yep. Chicago Transit.
Yeah, they're kind of shady.
They
crashed.
They had the reroute stuff to their elevator lines due to the derailment.
Ooh.
The reroute lasted for 6 hours. No one was hurt, but everyone got spooked. So.
It was super spooky.
Yeah.
Did you get heckin' bamboozled?
Yeah.
Greg Torres said he was on the train when it derailed. It just started choking, and then everyone just got startled and scared. It was like
I mean, they could say the same thing about the people on the train.
Torres said he tried not to panic. It was a little frantic in the beginning. Some people didn't know what was going on. We thought it was going to blow up or something.
You literally replaced the train with a homeless man, and it still makes sense.
We're in the Talgo situation where nobody's sure what's going on and they think it's going to explode.
Yeah.
All the time.
Underground below State Street, New York. Trains were at a standstill. CTA crews assessed the damage after the Chicago Fire Department gave the all clear.
I'll be back.
It smelled kind of like, an engine, how like the train's gone out or something. Crystal and many others were bust. Noit or shout.
Didn't it happen in a station too? I remember this. I'm not sure if it says it in the article, but I remember reading about it like a different source earlier, or whatever.
I don't know, other than people got spooked and no one got hurt.
Well, at least it's not the alternative.
Yeah.
Anyways, speaking of reroutings,
things that don't even soup.
Yeah, speaking of things that don't even soup. Speaking of reroutings, right? So, I'm sure most people know about the Sunset Limited and in 2005 being cut back to New Orleans.
Yep.
As opposed to continuing all the way to Orlando as it once did. There's still a push to restore service, including, at current, though, the earliest possible year that is expected is probably 2019, and it's not for lack of trying. There was a Mississippi senator that has been very vocal about getting it all squared away, or at least having it back. It's been 12 years, and they're estimating that it would bring in a ridership of about 153,900 people. So from New Orleans to Orlando, and that is pretty significant.
That's a lot.
That's pretty significant considering that's more than what the Sunset Limited currently carries annually.
Wow.
Yeah. And they've identified sources of funding. There have been grants given to the stations or to the towns for stations, like Biloxi and Gulfport, Bay St. Louis, Pascagoula, and it's looking up, and they're thinking that the subsidy totally, once they get all the ridership they're expecting, should be about $9 million a year, which would be split between Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. However, CSX has thrown this number out of how much it would take to upgrade the route to make it Amtrak compatible right now. That would be $2.3 billion.
Oof.
Yeah. That includes getting sort of expanding the right-of-way and stuff like that, and also installing PDC if they change the train. Theoretically, if they restore the train as it was, they would not need it. But if they do any changes, like increase it to daily service, which is something that they want to do, then CSX would have to go over the line on the Gulf Coast and put PDC in place. But this is mostly for installing second tracks and stuff like that. However, there is a standing problem that CSX cites, which is they would be unable to ensure the train being on time because there are 17 drawbridges along the route that...
Jeez.
Yeah. At which priority is given to maritime traffic, and that's just what has to happen because you can stop a train a lot quicker than a boat. So, yeah. But what is...
I mean, depends on the boat.
I mean, yes. But what is being on time anyways?
Says Amtrak.
Well, says the BBC.
And CSX.
The BBC, actually. And because last episode we reported on the Japanese railway company making headlines when it apologized for sending a train 20 seconds early. 20 seconds. And you might notice that that's a pretty tight margin. The average high-speed train arrives at its final stop just 54 seconds behind schedule in Japan, the average bullet train. And that includes delays caused by things like natural disasters. If a Japanese
Godzilla attacks?
Yeah, if a Japanese train is 5 minutes late or more, its passengers are issued a certificate that they can show their boss or teacher as an excuse for being late. Obviously, this doesn't happen everywhere. In fact, it really doesn't happen anywhere else. So,
if Godzilla throws a bullet train off the tracks and it never gets there,
I don't know.
What does that do to their average?
I don't know. But there's a lot of debate now as to what really constitutes being on time. So, the Swiss railway, for example, says it's the most punctual railway in Europe, at 89.7% of its trains being on time between January and October of this year. Great Britain, by comparison, was about 88.3%, which is pretty good, I would say. Certainly better than most Amtrak long-distance services. But for the Swiss, that's because they say that if a train is late if it arrives more than 3 minutes late. In Great Britain, a train can be up to 5 minutes late before it's on time, or up to 10 minutes late if it's a longer journey. So what really is on time? And this is something that I'm saying sort of as a question, because we've got tons of extra time here. I kind of want to think about this a little bit. Australia's rail companies have between 5 and 11 minutes leeway, or between 4 or 6 depending on the province, I guess. In Germany so far this year, 94.2% of their trains have reached their final destination within 6 minutes of their scheduled time. And 98.9% within 16 minutes. So that's extremely significant. On the other hand, Taiwan says 99.66% of its trains were on time in 2015, but that excludes trains that were delayed by factors deemed outside of the company's control. So that's a little bit, as Mason would say, shady.
I mean, if Amtrak did that, they'd look pretty good.
I mean, yeah. But, in 2015, about 71% of Amtrak's trains were on time. But that is defined as sometimes up to an hour and a half late at the terminus for long-distance services.
But that's also the hundreds of NEC trains.
Yeah. But... yeah. You really want to look at... You really want to look at some of these things. So, where is that? Some of the longer distances have been up to an hour and a half late. No, I don't think that's counted in the on time. I think I don't know how Amtrak does it. I don't know what counts as on time or not. It's a kind of an important question.
They probably say somewhere, but I don't recall
where. Say how on time. Have we got any other really cool news? Because I have something that ties into this that is the segment that I wanted to think about.
All right, I have some pretty cool news regarding Amtrak. So Amtrak has decided that it's just a beautiful idea to pair up with Spotify, and I can't read the article because it wants me to sign in to Spotify. Let me just sign in with Spotify really quick.
Is that an article?
Oh no,
I'm pretty sure it's just a station.
Okay.
Amtrak.
So Amtrak has decided to create a Spotify playlist for its trains on Amtrak. It's got pretty good music. It's got a lot of old music. It's got Locomotion. It's got Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. It's got the Eagles, Leonard Skinner, Bruce Springsteen, Simon and Garfunkel.
Sounds like I made this playlist.
So essentially, I believe you're able to listen to the train. And get the members. So, yeah.
Well, O'Gillies is dying.
Yep.
Yeah, he's dying.
Either way, check out the playlist. And then go take an Amtrak somewhere and listen to it. What else Amtrak? O'Gillies
better now, question mark?
I mean, you can continue. I don't think there's too many other people with stuff.
And Amtrak also changed its vendors for the high-speed rail services.
So, the plans to introduce high-speed rail cars in Illinois for the high-speed service there are in motion. However, they changed vendors to make the cars, so it could be 2 or 3 more years added on. So, quote, the order is in, but I don't expect to see the cars out for 2 to 3 years. It's a big order, said Amtrak spokesperson Mark Magalari. Yes, it's big. So they don't think they'll be able to get them in 2019, 18. 2019 is a maybe, and definitely by 2020. So these cars, if you don't know, are for the 110 mile per hour corridor between Chicago and St. Louis, and this current service already has operated between Pontiac and Dwight for the last 5 years with the existing equipment. I believe this is the Pontiac, but I'm not sure.
Pontiac Aztec.
Okay, so I'm looking at this playlist, right? And apparently there was a song called Amtrak.
Yeah, there is a song called Amtrak.
There's also a song called Acela.
Billy Joe Shaver.
There's also called Acela by Fountains of Wayne. That's a great song.
But this has American Pie. Let's see. Sweet Home Alabama. City of New Orleans.
That's obligatory.
Yep.
Yes, because best song.
No. You know what song they need? Metal Machine for F40s. Oh, wait, no. For F40s, they would just do taps.
F.
Last Train to Clarksville.
Take the last train.
Alright,
Just ones that I recognize.
Yeah. Anyways. There's one more Amtrak article, Agilities, and I'd like to look at it sort of...
I'll let you do that.
Sort of... Not together, I just sort of want to point people at it, because it's pretty cool, and it's just sort of another perspective, and it's a reason why I really think it's awesome to take these long-distance rail trips, which I would like to do more of. It's an article very briefly that's about... it's more of it's a New York Times article, but
yeah.
it reads more like a blog post where he's talking about taking a 13-day, almost 9,000-mile trip on 6 different trains across Amtrak, across the country, and presumably circulating back. And I haven't read the whole thing, but it is just really cool to sort of get lost in that. And honestly, I wholeheartedly recommend the just taking a long distance service, taking it on a vacation, because they're not all that expensive, and you essentially get a rolling hotel room and transportation.
Yeah.
The Empire Builder to Glacier Park is amazing.
Yeah.
Glacier Park itself is amazing too. I'm sending a couple pictures.
Sending his foam shots from the last time he went.
I have a foam shot.
Oh, just one. Okay.
The rest are mountains and such.
Yeah, check that out. Okay, what other news do we have? Actually, I have something funny. I have something fun. It was posted a while ago, but it only just made its way sort of into our purview, which is interesting considering how fast we normally end up with stuff. But it's called Derail Valley. And it is a HTC Vive VR game, which, you're in control of an engine, and you have to, it's like a center cab, box cab thing. And you just have to rearrange train cars. They mostly look like intermodal cars. And again, it's all VR. So you're just in the cab doing stuff, and it has physics. It has almost Gmod-esque physics for trains coming off the track and stuff like that. It is incredibly goofy. It looks like way too much fun. And I want more games like this. I wish I had an HTC Vive.
I wish I had a computer that could run, anything.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks way too much fun. I've watched just the trailer video because it's so goofy.
Oh yeah, the whale makes it just that cheap.
Yeah, well, because that's why? Because it's probably done in the Source engine. It's it's by Valve.
Oh.
It's
Yeah, I probably recognize the crazy physics from somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, look, it's published by Steam Trailers.
Yeah, Milky. It's published by Steam Trailers.
Well, I don't actually.
I thought it was
actually,
Diesel Trailers.
I don't know if that. I don't know if that actually means anything. I thought it was. No. But no, it's made by Alt Future. But I do figure that it's made in Source, just because of the way it looks. But I don't freaking know.
But it just looks like a fun game.
It looks pretty good. It looks really kind of fun and goofy. But yeah, I would buy if I had a HTC Vive. Anyways, anything else?
No.
No. Okay.
No way.
Okay, so we actually have a couple of other things that we haven't covered because we have plenty of extra time. Nothing really interesting, but I'll talk about this real quick. So, I did not know, I don't know why I didn't think about that, but so Nigeria has unveiled a major railway expansion project. So to ease congestion on roads, boost the economy. It's honestly, it's just pretty cool that, to see this kind of country doing this sort of major railroad modernization project. They're still laying the tracks by hand and stuff like that. But the idea is they're upgrading the rail to a wider track. That's one of them, apparently. Apparently they're doing...
Is it standard?
I don't know. I don't know what the gauge is.
It's gotta be standard.
But it's like a colonial era... They're currently working colonial era buildings, like African colony era. Not like our colonial era.
So they were probably
But they're able to get these super cheap loans from China, because China doesn't care. And they're upgrading from narrow gauge to standard gauge. So that's pretty damn cool. It's
make Nigeria great again.
It's quite significant. Make Nigeria great. Period. I don't know. They're going to be. I mean, it's probably we're going to see like the same sort of revolution in African countries as we have in Asian countries. They're probably going to be the next area that's like they're going to have some sort of crazy boom times.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool.
Maybe they'll eventually get around to Colorado.
Yeah. They'll upgrade to standard gauge finally.
Yes.
Yeah, about time. Come on, guys, get with the times.
I mean, Coombraid's Pass was built to standard gauge spec, but
yeah, good luck with that.
It was just built narrow gauge because it was cheaper.
But anyways, we could, if we don't have anything else to talk about, we can end off here. But I want to do one more fun little segment, and it calls out our very own home, our very own home railroads, our home national passenger rail company. And it's a little game I like to play called Latest Train on Amtrak. So does anyone want to take a guess at what the latest train on Amtrak is right now and how late it is?
Lakeshore Limited.
Coast Starlight.
Alright, one person at a time, please. Mason.
Lakeshore Limited.
How late?
3 hours.
Alright, eastbound or westbound?
East.
Okay. Who's next? It's not that. Somebody else is next. Alright.
Oh,
Milky?
Alright.
Sunset Imminent, 10 hours. Going west.
Nope. Both the Sunset Limiteds are on time.
Okay.
Also, to keep with the thing, the Lakeshore Limiteds, one the one that's almost at Boston is about an hour behind. The other one is 5 minutes behind. So pretty good. Pretty good. Uh-oh. Somebody's ringing. Alright, Jader. Okay, O'Gillies.
Rip.
They're all dead. Guys. What happened?
Hi.
Not you. Oh, nope. There goes Jader. Jader's back.
My thing broke.
Sound machine broke. Alright, your turn.
Ooh, I think I found it.
Your turn.
Okay. Coast Starlight.
Okay.
And then, let's see, Coast Starlight. Southbound. And then...
Actually, I'm gonna do this. But
6 hours late.
okay, no, but you're the closest one so far.
Hey.
You got one thing late and another thing close, or one thing right and another thing close. All right, O'Gillies.
I was AFK. What are we doing?
We're doing latest train on Amtrak. We're naming. You give the name of the train, the direction, and how late you think it is. Jader's gotten the closest.
What was Shader's train?
Jader said Coast Starlight southbound. What do you say? 6 hours late.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do we have to guess the latest train or just a train and see how it gets?
We're trying to find the latest train on Amtrak. Or we're trying to guess the latest train currently.
Let me think about this. Skip me really quick.
You're the last one.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can't skip you.
And no looking it up.
Yeah.
I'm not looking it up. I don't know. The eastbound Zephyr to Chicago at, I'm gonna say 4 hours.
Ooh. Okay, so you got.
I call bull.
You did not get the latest train. However, the eastbound California Zephyr to Chicago is currently 4 hours and 18 minutes late.
Oh yeah.
I call bull.
No, I just know how the Zephyr works, and I know when it's usually running late.
But
No, I do.
the Coast Starlight to Seattle, number 14, is 4 hours and 27 minutes late at Eugene, Oregon. So
Now can I look it up?
That is the latest train on Amtrak. Yes.
You were really close. 9 minutes.
Yep. Anyways,
Honorary second place.
that is the latest train on Amtrak. There you go. And I want to do this every time, but I'm gonna do things a little bit differently, and I'm gonna have a.
Can we count the Canadian trains?
No, they're not on Amtrak.
I mean, some of them are.
I mean,
Can we just say
they're
American
not
trains?
Amtrak
Because
trains.
then I would
No.
always guess the exact same train.
Yeah, no,
Amtrak
that's the
goes
point.
to
Don't do
Canada,
that.
right? Like the
I would
Empire-
guess the Canadian to Vancouver because it's like 12 hours late.
It's always that late. It's insane. Right. Anyways.
Wow, the Empire builders are all on time.
We have had a perfect podcast. It's time to terminate.
I want to do something stupid just to break it.
No. You're going last. Don't squander it. All right, Mason. What's your termination? What are your last words?
Well.
Well, alright. Last
Well.
words.
Chargers are obnoxious.
Okay. All right, who's next? O'Gillies.
All of you should buy your model trains from trainlife.com.
Can you put a link to it?
Yes. Because it's a Utah company.
Oh.
Shameless plug.
Do they have good prices and good shipping?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say go right Amtrak. It's funny that I say that immediately after we do the Amtrak late section. Alright, Milky.
I'm gonna plug the fundraiser page for new paint for 1067.
Cool.
Anything helps, even if you just donate $1.
I got you $1.
Make sure you know you're not supposed to speak, right?
Shut up.
All right, and Jader.
Our house.
Oh god,
In the
that's really what you
middle of our house.
Oh
Thank
god.
Chris for showing this to me.
Now we need to get out of the middle of our house
All right. Anyways,
and
So if you
on
can.
to the platform.
anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, this podcast, this whatever it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the
This
podcast,
thing.
and we'll see you again in 2 weeks, probably ish. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.